I think we're in business. Okay. Well, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the game we had started a week ago. And you might notice things are a little bit different. Maybe just a little bit. So, brother, I can't remember your name. I cannot remember your name from last week. I thought I'd have your name written down here, and I don't. Because we turned out we had a busy weekend. But who introduced me to my new favorite thing here in Dyson Sphere program, which is that the storage facilities can now be placed on top of the splitters. That is freaking awesome. So this does a bunch of things for us. And by the way, this is going to look a little different because I actually went around to the base, and under every place where I figured it mattered or it would do some good, because there's some places where it didn't really matter, it didn't do any good, so I figured I'd leave things as they were. But every other place where it could do some good, I took the storage facilities, the storage units, and emptied it out and removed all of the, what do we call sorters? I want to say inserters, but let's see, what do they call them? Oh, come on, light it up for me here. Sorters. Okay, Mark 1 sorters. I removed the sorters and replaced it with a splitter underneath the storage units, because this is, I mean, the benefits of doing this, I figure there are about four different benefits of doing something like this. So as this user stated, power is required to move to operate these sorters. Okay, well, that if you're not using the sorters, the power goes away. Splitters do not need power. And also speed. These sorters can only move 1 or 2 units at a time, and they can only move at a certain speed. Well, these sorters, these splitters, will move the same speed as the belt itself. So these things will be loaded as fast as the belt can bring the items into it, and then they'll download it at the same speed. So why use the sorters at all? Plus, another benefit is the fact that it's a smaller footprint, because the belt just needs to go directly underneath the storage unit. So that works out well. The only kind of sucky thing is that you can only have one belt feeding in one side. You usually can have 3. Technically you could have 3 belts coming up to the side of the storage unit, but in this case you can only bring 1, but that 1 is more than enough, because it will put things into the storage unit or out of it at the speed that the belt can travel. So really there's no point. Then so there's that, and the materials obviously that you save, and I don't know, it's just freaking awesome. So that's what I'm going to be doing from now on whenever possible. I wish I could do it with things other than storage units, like the arc smelters, but I tried it, couldn't do it. So yeah, so it's very cool. So I went around and I took anything that we're going to be using multiples of, anything that will be very useful, basic items like the chips, the ingots, the gears, the belt. Well, not even the belts. No, but the belts were pretty much okay just grabbing them and pulling them off. So I'm not too worried about that. About putting a oops, hang on. There you go. And close that. Close that. There you go. So like the belts, I can just grab them as I need them, pull them out, and then go around and do what we need to do. So I'm not too worried about putting that on a belt and sending it to another machine. Now, I may feel differently when we start making Mark II belts. We'll see. But for now, I'm okay to leave that as it is, but everything else, pretty much, I put splitters underneath them so we can distribute them out at speed. So really liking that, so thanks again for that idea. And I wish I could... I had the name here. I had the name on my OBS here, and I can't see it now, and I can't go back to the last broadcast and get that last stream and get that info. I'd have to do that off camera, so sorry about that. But hopefully, I don't know, maybe you'll be back, because I did say that I would try to do this every Friday morning, so we'll see how it goes. Anyway, so here we are back at our base, and you may notice that I'm flying around, because while I was doing this, while I was consolidating all these things and improving them, I took the liberty of letting the science run its course. And if I hit the tech tree, you can see there's a lot of completed sciences now, and I pretty much completed everything that could be completed using blue science. We have the ability to make red science, but that's something that I wasn't going to do off camera. That's something that clearly should be done, you know, let's do this together kind of thing. So yeah, so pretty much everything that was blue science I let run its course, and it's done, I think. Oh, except that. Oh, didn't do that, so let's go ahead and activate that. Well, you know what, let's take a look around. Is there anything else? And for upgrades, did I do that with upgrades? I don't think so. Maybe I did. We'll take a look here in just a bit. Geothermal. Nope, not doing that. Okay, let's go to upgrades. Okay, that requires red. That requires purple. Red. 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 Okay, yep, I think we've gotten everything else. Okay, apparently I did miss the one. And I remember a lot of these were required at least red, if not more. Okay, just going through, checking them all. Okay, yep. We clearly need to get red going, so I think that's going to be our next goal before this stream ends. Let's go to technologies, let's go out of there, okay. Alright, let's take a look at what we need to do. Now, there's no oil seep. Oh, yeah, there is. Right frickin' there, there's an oil seep. Okay, right, we're probably where we cannot get it. What is that? Oh, that noise is the science labs. Okay, got it. Unfortunately, although I don't know, maybe you can. Maybe you can stack. Is there any possibility if I make... okay, hang on. Did I set up production of glass at all? Did I do that? There's stone. Yes, I did. I don't know if we did this together. That might have been one of the last things we did before shutting the stream down. I can't remember. Is glass. Did we do that together? Well, anyway, I mean, clearly it's done, so I don't need to worry too much about it. All right, let me grab some foundation material. Bricks. I always get that wrong. Alright, so we got that. Oh, right, we need, oh, I increased the capability of the iron smelting as well, a little bit, because we are constantly running out of iron. So there's usually not much extra sitting around. Alright, so, hang on. Let's see if we can make a couple of these. And if we can stack it. I'm pretty sure we can't, but it's worth checking, isn't it? That one. Yeah, no. No. Can't stack it on top of the splitters. That'd have been cool. Okay, had to try. No luck. Okay, but what we do need to do is, now that we are worried about our red science. If we take a look at red science, it requires energized graphite and hydrogen. And the only way we can get hydrogen now, okay, is to make oil. We have to pump oil and we have to crack it or refine it anyway. So red science is not going to happen without oil, unfortunately. But I will point out too that while we get oil pumping, we're also going to try to consolidate a lot of our mining. We're going to try to do what we mentioned in the last stream, where we take all of our copper veins, all of our iron veins, and bring the outputs to kind of one place. And that one place is where we'll do all the smelting and maybe some basic production of items, whatever we've got. Oh, if I set up making cubes, why is... Oh, okay, got it. That's happening at the science lab. Okay. Yeah, but what I want to do, outputs of any mines, any ore veins, I want to bring them pretty much to one place, smelt them there, maybe use the outputs of those machines, of those smelters, to make larger quantities of basic items. That's my goal. I don't know how much of that we can do today, but we'll at least get started on it. Okay, so oil, gotta pump it. So we need oil extractors. And okay, I have the capability of making 4, so let's make 4. Did I? Yes, okay, I did. I wanted to make sure that at some point I set up some basic steel smelting, in which we've got going on. Excellent. Alright, so an oil extractor. Let's see, is there any chance we could fit an oil extractor right here? Probably not. Oh, we can. Cool. Alright, let's put an oil extractor there. Good. Because we built this lab and everything right next to an oil seep without thinking too much about it. Alright, so let's go ahead. We'll put a storage tank in place.
You built a storage tank.
You're quick,
for storing
dude.
fluid
You're
than
quick.
the storage. Each storage tank can only store one single type of fluid and can be built vertically. However, once it has been removed, all the stored fluid will be devastated.
Yeah. Do not devastate your fluids. Alright. So there we go. Oil is being pumped. That's a start. I've got 4 more oil extractors. Let's see if I can make some tanks. How many can I make? 1, 2, I can make a bunch. Alright. So we can double stack the tanks. Alright, any other oil seeps? Oh, did y'all see this? Had we done this before? Applied superconductor. Okay, that's done.
Rare veins scatter around different planets. They will greatly improve production efficiency. So if you find them, collect them and put them as a part of industrial production.
Alright, let's check the map. Okay, so we got 1 oil seep. Let's see if we can find some others. There's 1 more here, so we'll do that. 1 there. Alright. At least get started on pumping some oil. So we have the ability to fly, which is cool. Where's the oil seep? Over here. Yeah, so if you see something like that... Oh, wow, you didn't have the ability to do that last time. Well, that's because, like I said, off camera, we got some science done. Okay. And it's, you know, getting that done isn't necessarily... It was grindy. You remember that last time? It was pretty freaking grindy. Point here, what I'm doing here, is just to keep oil flowing while we don't pay attention to it. We don't have to think about it. Okay, can you... Yep, like that. Some power going. Okay, so that'll pump oil there. And what did we say? There was an oil seep over here. Okay, where exactly are we on the map? Okay, we are in the South Pole. Okay, got it. So I want to face the the extracting side of the extractors. I want to face them all toward the equator because that's basically where all the stuff is going to run. The main trunk lines are going to run along the equator. Okay, so question, can I run that way? Or which way should I run? Do I have any power supply? No, I don't. I don't have any power plants. Okay, well, let's see if I can run this way. Should be interesting. Let's see. How about here? Can I do that? Is that going to connect? Oh, well, here's a question. Can I make some foundations? Yes, I can. Alright, let's do that. And foundation times 6? Oh, right, I see. Okay. Well, if I shrink it. Like that. A little trick you can use. Now connect that. That should give us the power we need. Okay. Did it, in fact? Is it extracting? Let's find out. Oh, I didn't connect it with a belt. Well, that would help. Ooh, that reminds me. Did I connect that other one with a belt? I'm not sure I did. Alright, yes. Yes, I did. Okay, so that one's connected. Okay. I think... there's one right there. I'd like to get those, the ones closest to the equator, done, if I could. Since I only have 4 extractors. Okay. At least, you know, we can get the oil tanks filled while we concentrate on other things. Okay, and this, I think we're at the north right now, am I correct? Yeah, because... there's the equator. That's the 0 north-south line. And... excuse me. Oh, sorry about that. Had to hack up a lung. Alright. Okay, that needs to be connected. Alright, so we're going to run some power lines this way. So bear with me as we do the grindy task of running power lines. Indeed. Ugh. Oh, goodness. It is 6 in the morning here. It is 6:40. So, just brought my son to work. It's a little early. Not so much early to get up, but not necessarily too early to get up, but it's let's face it, not all of us like to or prefer to make 6:30 in the morning the time when, hey, let's interact with people. But hey, you know, we do what we can. All right, so we've got oil being pumped out of the ground. And on a very small scale, we've got energized graphite being produced. So again, the goal, what we're going to try to do is produce red science. In order to do that, we need hydrogen and energized graphite. The only way we're going to get energized graphite in larger quantities if we get some more coal veins tapped. And then we take... Oh, you know what I should do? Hey, you know what? Yeah, let's do a thing here. We get more coal veins tapped. And we get oil refined into hydrogen and light oil. So those are things we're going to have to do. But it's all going to require... Oh, all right. Have to think. What I'm doing here is I'm taking a generator and supplying it with some power. Supplying it with some fuel, rather, so it can produce power. But, as I was saying, in order to get the red science, what we're going to have to do is get the energized graphite and hydrogen pumped here in sufficient quantities to make a difference. And looking at the map, man, got the sniffles like crazy. Okay, that's producing power for us. Yeah, so looking at the map, we've got some veins we can work with to start getting those materials. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to make the production of red science one of the first places where we really start using a consolidated system. So let's take a look at the map for a second. Because in order to have a consolidated system, we're going to need a big place to put it. A big place to put it, yeah. So let's remove the vein distribution map. And let's take a look at what we've got for a map, for land. Looks like we've got some space on the other side of the frickin' planet. Okay. That would be good. If we could use that space over there, a lot of space over there, but that means a lot of belts. So we're going to have to start setting up mining machines and run our belts all the way over there. So be it. Like I said, I want to make... excuse me. I want to make the red science one of the first products of a consolidated system. Boy, my throat is just dry today. Woke up with it. Alright, so we got a bunch of materials to make mining machines. Let's make a bunch of them. Let's find the equator, to which we should be close. Actually, okay, since we've got some basic materials being made, I think what we need to do is concentrate on not so much the iron and the copper, but to start out the oil and the coal, because that's what we can use to produce the materials that we need to start producing red science. So let's find coal veins and putting mining machines at coal veins. Why don't we do that? All right. I hate feeling sick. Okay, so there's coal veins there, coal veins there. So let's pick a starting point, because it actually works out kind of well that we're on the opposite side of the planet, because that means whichever direction we pick to go, or whichever is our first coal vein to start at, that can be our starting point, because again, we're the opposite side of the planet. Okay, so let's start with this vein right here. And where are we at as far as the equator goes? The equator is to our south. In other words, it's over here somewhere. So we're going to go ahead, start with this coal vein, tap everything. All right. Supposedly there's an achievement for setting up a mining machine to contain 12 veins, and I have not been able to do that. I have tried. I have not been able to get this thing to encompass safely more than about 10. Just haven't been able to do it. Okay, that's pretty good, right? There we go. Oh, I guess I'm gonna have to do the foundation thing. Right there. Let's see if that's enough. I think that should capture all of them. Yeah, I think that should do it. All right. Set that there. Set that there. Set that there. We've got splitters. There. All right. Belts. What's with the sound? That's kind of weird. Tell me it can't play both sounds at the same time, the sound of the mining machine and the sounds of my drones placing things? That's weird. Alright, let me see what we got for juice. So I'm going to have to probably grab some more energized graphite. Oh, something else. In addition to running belts of materials, we're obviously going to have to run power. Let me grab Let's see. I'll grab 4 Tesla towers. Or not Tesla towers, the, what do we call them? What are these things actually called? The wireless power tower. It's basically a Tesla tower, but it's glorified. Here's the thing with these towers. Notice our power. Right now we're at 139 megajoules stored internally. That all comes from the material we have in our fuel chamber. But we can set up these towers, which function like Tesla towers, but they go long range. They're kind of like the high voltage towers in Factorio, the large power transmission towers. They go long distances, but probably the best feature of them is that they will charge you. Oh, he's going to tell us.
A wireless power tower, which is suitable with long-distance power transmission caused by its longer connection distance. What's exciting is that it can also charge mecha by using electricity from the grid.
So there you go. So we're going to need that as we cross long distances. If we could make a bunch of these, what would be required? In order to make a bunch, what are we short of? We would be short on these things. Plasma exciters. In order to make plasma exciters, we need to make prisms. In order to make prisms, we need glass. Okay. So perhaps we could set up some automatic production of these things, maybe? Because the exciters can be useful later on as well. Okay. All right. Let's try that, because we are going to need it. We are going to need it. So we're going to need assembly machines. And we'll take the glass. Okay, what else? We're going to need copper coils, which we should have plenty of. Question is, do we have enough exits out of the sorter? Okay, where are these going, and are they being used? Oh, this actually might work well for us. Actually, the glass is all the way over here. Huh, okay. That should work. Okay. So, let's start with the glass. If we take the glass, we'll do 2 of these machines, 2 assembly machines. Actually, do 1. Give it a recipe. Prisms. Storage units. But in order to use a storage unit, we want to have a splitter. Okay. Put a storage unit on the splitter. Question is that going to be too close? No, that works. All right, excellent. Okay, so now we got prisms, but let's see if we can get them in good quantities. By making a second. Right? Is it working? Yeah, there we go. Alright, so there's the prisms, and now the prisms need to have copper coils added to them for the next step. Okay, now let's see. Can we bring this belt out like this? Yes, we can. Yes, perfect. See? Just like that. Just like that. And we've got a an output from that storage unit. We don't have to use any sorters. So that is very cool. All right. Okay, so if I set this up maybe here. I'm trying to think how best to do this. Like that, perhaps? Okay, so that will supply the prisms, the coils, and set the recipe for an exciter. Alright, and then we want an output. Do we have any more splitters? We should. Really? Was that it? I thought I had more than that. I guess not. Okay, so if we put this, where can we put this? We'll put this about right here, I think. That should give us enough belting room. Storage? Oh, you can have a storage unit? No, because I don't have any foundation material. Ah, okay. You see that? I saw the power blink. See where we're at. Okay, we need to lay out some more wind farms. We are just at the point where we're not producing enough power. Alrighty then. Oops. Boom. Just like that. Okay. So if I run another belt right here. Boom. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so that's taking care of that. Now the next step is these towers. What do we need to make these towers? Oh, okay. Okay, got it. Got it. So basically we just got to mix 3 of these plasma exciters with 1 Tesla tower, and we've got our long-range wireless tower. Okay, too easy. Okay, so question, do these things eat power just sitting there? Idle consumption 90 kilowatts. Really? Whereas Tesla towers don't consume anything. Okay, so that's good to know. That's good to know, but I am not opposed to using Tesla towers or using the wireless, big high voltage wireless power towers. I'm not opposed to using those to ring the planet. I'm good with that. Does not bother me. Oh, you know what? We have a solar panel here. We got it because we researched solar power at some point, and I've not used it yet. So let's go ahead and plop it in place. Can we do that? All right. So let's grab... Actually, we might as well run a belt. And that's why I did this. Okay, so we've got our Tesla towers right here. So let's go ahead and run a belt. Bring a couple of them over. No more than a couple, I should say. Okay. So what do we want to do with the towers? We're gonna mix them with the exciters. Okay. Let's bring them over here. Alright, so while that's being built, we got the 2 assembly machines? Not yet. That's one of the things we gotta do. Okay, we need iron for that. Try it again. Boom, 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 boom. Make 4, just so we at least have 2 in reserve for any other projects we might want to do. Oh, you know what? You know what else we're going to grab? I think we're making wind farms, are we not? Yeah, I think we are. So, let's grab 2 stacks of wind farms. And it looks like we're going to have to use those as well. Where are we at for power? Yeah, oh gosh, yeah, we're hurting. We are hurting. Okay, well... we can still set this up. It'll run slow. We can set it up, and then we can have it filling up while we take care of the power issue. We can have the machines doing work for us. Okay, so let me put these machines sort of in line with this. Maybe? Like that? Alright, so we're going to make wireless towers. Now, these are going to be helpful because as we set these up, these wireless towers, we will be taking the strain off our own fuel system as we go around the planet. That's important. Because we'll run ourselves out of fuel really quick if we don't take some kind of measure in that regard. Okay, where are we at? Oh, you know what? No, not that one. I'm not gonna use that one. Okay. And right there. Okay, so the outputs, we'll bring them together. This one will go here. Bring it together. And then where do I want it to go? Where do I want to place this thing? Where do we want to store Our wireless towers. I'm thinking right here, possibly. If at all possible. Let's see if we can store them right there. Yeah, will that work? Okay. So now, these will be producing wireless power towers for us. Excellent. But while it does that, let's go ahead and start setting up some wind farms, because look how yellow that is. It's actually kind of going to an orange tone. That will change color and will turn a more redder shade the closer we get to absolutely overwhelming the power system. Something to keep in mind as you do this. Okay. Alright, is there any way we could possibly... no, it's so random. The terrain is so random around here that we're better off just placing them manually by hand as opposed to using... Hello. What if I do this? Okay, here's a possibility. Let's, do this. That. And that. So if we take these three, and maybe... Okay, can we... Just take these three, and just make sort of a block. Will that work for us? A block of 3. And then we could use blueprints, and we could use it to fill in smaller spaces. You know what I'm saying? And... Save blueprint. Alright, so let's see if we can use it. Oh, it's the first time we've used one with this. Nice. With this game. Okay, too close. Okay. Alright, let's try that. Do that. Nope. Okay. Try that. No, still can't do it. That? Yes, there we are. We're going to end up having to do is probably walk around so our robots can set all these things up. So we can kind of rubber stamp these things around the map. Very cool. We'll probably end up moving them at some point anyway, but at least we have the ability to do it, to use blueprints. And it's, when it works, it works. So let's see, yeah, so let's walk around to all the green places. What does our fuel look like? Yeah, we're good. And how are we for power? Oh, we're not connected. Alrighty then. Oh, right. Yeah, right now we're not connected to anything. Okay, let's find out where the disconnect is, or where's a good place we can connect. All of that's not connected? Really? Okay, now all of a sudden? Okay. Okay, well, it's telling us, no, we got plenty of power. And I don't think what we did was enough to fix it, but maybe it was. Maybe it was. Alright. Okay, so we've got the wireless power towers being made. Let's start setting up our grid that goes across the planet. How about that? Okay, we should actually set up... we don't need that many. So I'm going to set up a limit. Maybe 500. Like that. Okay. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and grab everything we've produced thus far. Okay, so the exciters go very slow. Got it. Okay. So that's the equator. Alright. One thing we could do... while I'm thinking about it, it'll take time. It'll take a lot of time, actually. But one thing we could do is start setting up production of foundations. Like foundation material. Grab some of that. One of those. And a bunch of those. A bunch of splitters. But I really need to set up production of splitters as well as belts. That's important. Ugh. Alright. Why is this one saying it's running out of materials? What is this one short on? It's short on these things. Interesting. Oh, both of them are running. Both of them running a little bit short on magnets. Huh, there's no way I can bring the magnets out. No way I can bring the magnets to hit this one any differently. Okay. Okay. Alright, foundation material. So in order to do that, I need to run steel. I need to run production for steel. Output for steel. Alright. I guess no matter how you cut it, you gotta have a bootstrap base, and that's basically what this is. This is just for bootstrapping materials that we're gonna need. Alright, so... So what did I say? These materials are going to come together... And I guess we can do it right here, or somewhere thereabouts? If I can think of a better place. Okay, well, first of all, how much foundation can we make? Because I actually might take some... I might actually use some of this lake space right here to put these assembly machines on. Can we do that? Boom. Okay, yeah, I think we can put it right there. Does that make sense? I think that should fit. Yeah. Down there. Down there, over here. All right. Okay, we'll put that where that's where the foundation. Is that what we call them? Yeah, that's what we'll put. That's where we'll put the foundation materials. That goes to there. That goes to there. And set the recipe. And yeah, that should work. All right. Like that. Okay. So then I'll rotate that like that, and boom, set up. Doubled up. Excellent. All right, so we're producing foundations automatically. That's good, because we will use a ton of them. Plus, there's actually an achievement for covering an entire planet with foundation. Even producing it automatically, that takes forever. I still haven't done it on my offline game. I've never done that before. Alright, so while that does its thing, we'll take whatever bits of foundation we can, and we will start running this power line across to the other side of the base. Also, let's see if we can get a couple more smelters. And we've already got storage, right? We've already got splitters, we've got belts. Let's go ahead and grab some more belts. And we'll see if we can actually get this process underway. Finally. Yeah, we got a ton of belts. Excellent. Grab a big stack. Like I said, first order of business will be coal. And again, the equator is right here. This is it? This is the equator? Yes, no, maybe so? Well, that's not it. Okay, where is it? Where's the equator? Right here. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Where? Let me see. Where did I set up those mining machines? Wasn't there. Was that a coal plant, right? Where did I set them up? Where the heck? Oh, right there. Okay, got it. Got it. Okay. Go back there. We'll run the belt. And then we'll run the power. Actually, maybe we should run the power, but we need to at least get the belt online. And by I literally mean online. On the equator as sort of a visual guide to where we are going to put the power towers. Okay, now again, where are we at for fuel? Yeah, we need fuel. Let's go over here and get some. And let's stow it all in place. Any that we can fit. All right, good. Oh, see, take a look right there. Notice how this bar is being filled quite rapidly. Now, if you move away from that tower, it's actually depleting because of the bots that are doing what they're doing. Actually, have we got some production going on in our replicator? No, we don't. All right. So that's what those towers will do for us. They'll help replenish our power without zapping our fuel, and that is huge. Because I foresee going through it quickly. So where are we at? We are at 107 West. Okay, so we would want to be like 73 East, maybe? Does that sound right? That would be, if my math is correct, exactly the opposite side of the planet. Is that going to be enough? Yes. Thank you. Excellent. Alright, so now we follow this along the equator of the planet. So yeah, this is a more grindy part. Setting up a belt, an equatorial belt.